someone like threw a rope eventually down there. The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if there were a breeze blowing against it gently from the inside.
なんか開きそう。
Slowly and hesitantly, I put both hands on the doorknob and started to turn.
入れるみたい。
Oh, I don't want to be in
よし、
here.
入ってみよう。
I don't remember what this room looks like. I think I know, but I'm not positive.
出口につながってるといいな。
If there's a rope there, I think it does.
ひどい匂い。
It's the body room. What do you think it smells like? Flowers? No, it's gonna smell like dead bodies, you dumbass. As soon as the door opened, even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench, slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like jets of water.
これ、何かが腐った匂いだ。
Oh god, yeah. I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I were suddenly deprived of oxygen.
もうダメ。早く出よう。水の音。水があるのかな。
I don't think that's water. Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept towards the source of the noise. If there were water here, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought.
お水、どこ？
My extreme thirst came back in full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could possibly find right now. Probably blood, honey. I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents onto the ground in front of me. Countless flies immediately flew out from the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears as if they were attacking me. It's not water in there. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away.
前が見えないよ。
As haphazardly as I stumbled forward, I found my foot splashed in the shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with the wall and brushed against a switch and heard a faint clicking sound. And then... it is the room I thought of. The light blinked on, and I got a clear look of the room that I was standing in.
何？ここ。
Yep, and at one point you do actually drop a rope down here, but it's apparently not here at this time. That's not good. A large portion of the floor had been dug out into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. Bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they would naturally. On account of the wetness, most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Gross! Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. Those few had still limbs looking like they may lose them at any moment. Their torsos were swollen and black, and everything else was bone white.
なんで下
body was sputtering a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth, staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. The thick fluid coming out of it was reddish-brown in color and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. Gross.
何の音？
Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I clearly could feel a breeze blowing through the room. Was it a trash chute?
ここを登っていけば元の場所に戻れるかな。今度は何の音？何か聞こえる。近づいてくる。
I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. What do you think was gonna fall down there, a fluffy bunny? It's a darkening sound, everybody. Enjoy. Oh god, she's still alive. The body had just fallen into the pool of water. Was wearing a school uniform. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed into a stew pot. One of the poor victim's lungs floated to the surface, giving the whole scene even more of a sick soup-like appearance. This game is so hard to play, guys. It's so gross.
早くここから出たらいい。ここにいたくない。
I dragged my wet foot on the dry part of the ground for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. As soon as I was back out in the hall, I fell to my knee in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me, and I tried to shake it off, and still trying to snake my way into my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm not even sure what I would have actually thrown up, but still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. Maybe it would have been best just to let it come out. I'm sure it would have felt better afterward. Probably not. But honestly, I didn't want to see my own vomit right now. Not after the other disgusting things I've seen. I'd had enough. Ugh.
どうしてこんなことになっちゃったの？
Hate to say it, but I think the next thing we have to do, guys, is go to the frickin' death room. I don't want to go to the death room. At times like this especially, I really longed for Big Brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him, as if in prayer.
お兄ちゃん、助けて。助けて。
Hi, Sachiko.
動けないの。誰かいるの？誰かいるの？あっ。苦しいよ。
Sachiko, you bitch. I want to punch you in the face. A little girl here, with her arms outstretched, begging for help. I rushed to her side, like an idiot.
どうしたの？大丈夫？
She was faintly glowing, which means she's a ghost.
この子、幽霊？
Exactly.
お腹が苦しいの。お胸が熱いよ。とっても辛そう。床にできることは。ここ、怪我はしてないみたいだけど、痛むの？痛いよ。
All I could do for her was offer her physical comfort. I rubbed her back. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'd feel better.
ありがとう。ごめんね。こんなことしかできなくて。ちょっと楽になったの。そう？よかった。
The girl grimaced again, as if she were experiencing some new pain all of a sudden.
まだ無理しない方がいいよ。ね？うん。あなたもここに迷い込んだの？わかんない。
She's a damn good actress.
気がついたらここで倒れてたの。気がついたらずっと寂しかった。そっか、一人で寂しかったね。よく頑張ったね。
She's done real good. Because she's running the whole place. Of course she's doing good. I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. I'd only just met her, but I already really felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I did. No.
あなた、お名前は？
Sachiko?
幸子。
There she is.
幸子。幸子ちゃんっていうのね。うん。私はゆかだよ。持田ゆか。ゆかお姉ちゃん？お姉ちゃん？お姉ちゃんか。なんかお姉ちゃんって呼ばれると照れちゃうなって。
I took Sachiko's tiny little hand in my own and pulled her to her feet.
よし、立てるね。
Sachiko's hand was so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely
やっ
weightless.
ぱり幽霊なんだ。
Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and must have had quite a look on my face. This seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I wouldn't, and I was here for her.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん？ちょっと考え事してて。ごめんなさい。
Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about ready to cry. Aww.
どうして謝るの？
Why are you?
幸子、多分幽霊だから。
Oh, well, good thing you're being honest.
お姉ちゃ
Sort of.
んと違うから